Okay, so this is me rehearsing for a scene I'm going to be doing in an upcoming show. So it's a monologue. I'm not singing right now, but this is so I can kind of come back and hear myself. You wanted to see me? I don't look it. You know, people say you don't look Puerto Rican. You don't look Puerto Rican. So I changed it. But I am. I just wanted to be somebody new. So I became Paul San Marco. I'm not exactly proud of my past. Well, that might be easy for you to say, but no. What do Puerto Ricans know about theater? Now they have Channel 47, but you know, back then they didn't have anything. You know, but my father loved movies, and he'd take us all the time. He'd work nights and he'd come home and he'd take us to 42nd Street, and we'd come out of one movie and go to another and another movie. You know, I don't know why, but I love musicals. I was 7 or 8. Yeah, it was a trip. Well, I'd have to move down front because I couldn't see. You know, I wear contact lenses now, but you know, back then, I moved down front, and these strange men would come and sit beside me and play with me. I never told anyone because I guess it didn't matter. Why? Well, no. Okay. From seeing all those movie musicals, you know, I used to dance around the street, and I'd always get caught all the time. God, it was so embarrassing. But I was always being Sid Charisse, always. And I mean, I don't really understand it because I always wanted to be an actor. I mean, I really, really wanted to perform. And well, once my cousin said to me, "You'll never be an actor." And I knew she was telling me this because I was such a sissy. I mean, I was terribly effeminate. But I mean, I always knew I was gay, and that never really bothered me. What bothered me was that I didn't know how to be a boy. And one day I looked at myself in the mirror and I said, "You're 14 years old, and you're a faggot. What are you going to do with your life?" You know, by that time I was in Cardinal Hayes High School. There were 3,000 boys there, and you know, I had no protection anymore. It wasn't like there was homeroom where I could be charming and funny with the tough guys and they'd fight my battles for me like when I went to the small schools. I liked school. You know, but my grades got so bad, even if I knew the answers to questions, I wouldn't raise my hand because I was afraid that people would laugh at me. They didn't even whistle at me in the halls. It was awful. Just awful. Well, finally I went down to the principal's office and I said, "I am a homosexual." I went to a Catholic high school. So, you know, at the age of 15, you just didn't say that. And he said, "I think you're very well adjusted." Well, he said, "Would you like to see a psychologist?" And I did. And he said, "I think you're very well adjusted for your age. And I think you should quit school." So I did. Yeah, but I really didn't want to. I just couldn't take it anymore. See, when I quit school, what I was doing was I was trying to find out who I was, how to be a man. You know, there are a lot of people in this world who don't know how to be a man. And since then, I found out that I am one. Anyways, I was looking for the wrong thing. I was trying to learn how to be butch. And well, I started hanging around 72nd Street, meeting all these really strange people, you know, just trying to make friends that were like me so that I'd understand what it was that I was. Anyway, somebody told me they were looking for dancers at the Jewelry Box Review. You know, the drag show. And so I go down to audition. Now, from all of those years of pretending that I was Sid Charisse, I had this fabulous extension. I mean, I could turn anything the first audition. And they said to me, "You're too short to be a boy. Do you want to be a pony?" What's that? It's a girl. What do I have to do? So they said, "Show us your legs." But I have hair on my legs. I said, "That's okay. Come upstairs." So they take me upstairs, they hike up my dungarees, and they put me in nylon stockings and high heels. It was freaky, but it was incredible. So they brought me back downstairs and they said, "Oh, you have wonderful legs." Really? Terrific. It's so strange thinking about all this. I mean, it was a whole lifetime ago. I was just past 16. Anyway, then there was this thing of me trying to hide it from my parents. And this was something, because I had to buy all this stuff, like shoes to rehearse in, and earrings, and makeup. And I'd hide it, and my mother would find it. So I said that there was this girl in the show, and she didn't want her mother to know what she was doing, and I was holding it for her. And she believed me. Well, I was finally in show business. I mean, it was the asshole of show business, but it was a job. I had friends. But after a while, it was so demeaning. Nobody at the jewel box had any dignity, and most of them were ashamed of themselves and considered themselves freaks. And I don't know. I think it was the lack of dignity that got to me. So I left. And I muddled around for a bit. I was an office boy, a waiter. You know, but without an education, you can't get a good job. So when the jewelry box called back and asked if I'd come back, I went. We were at the Apollo Theater on 125th Street doing 4 shows a day with a movie. And it was really tacky. But the show was going to go to Chicago. My parents wanted to say goodbye, and they were going to bring my luggage to the theater after the show. Well, we were doing this Oriental number, and I looked like Miss Anime Wong. I had these giant chrysanthemums on either side of my head, and this gold headdress with gold balls hanging all over it. Well, I was going on for the finale, and right as I'm going down the stairs, who should I see standing by the stage door? My parents. They'd gotten there early. I had freaked. I didn't know what to do. But I thought to myself, I know, I'll just walk quickly past them like all the others and they'll never recognize me. So I took a deep breath and I go down the stairs, and just as I pass my mother, I hear her say, "Oh my God." And I died, but you know, what could I do? I had to finish the finale, so I just kept going. After the show, I went upstairs, and after I finished taking off my makeup and getting dressed, I went back downstairs. And there they were, standing in the middle of all of these. All they said to me was, "Please eat. Take care." All they said to me was, "Please write. Make sure you eat. And take care of yourself." And just before my parents left, my father turned to the producer and he said, "Take care of my son." That was the first time that he ever called me that. I